All right, hello and welcome to our first AP FRQ practice session. Now, the key here is that each of these questions, sometimes they are very, very, very straightforward, and sometimes there is this sneaky little part that they actually grade you on, but is not in the question. So the key here is write, but don't write so much that you run out of time. So it's just a very fine line. So our first FRQ that I assigned is a cladogram, and we just actually did this, and you guys did a phenomenal job on half of it, and where almost, I'd say 3/4 of you lost credit was on the other part. Now, obviously, it's pretty difficult to do this on a document, a digital document, but I did the best I could to kind of make it live for you. So let's take a look at the question. In this case, it says mammalian milk contains antibodies. Now, again, you didn't do the immune system, but it doesn't matter. But what an antibody is it will help fight a foreign antigen. And in the case of breast milk, some of these antibodies can be passed down. So you may have remembered that from Ellie. So what we have here are 4 things: lactose, protein A, protein B, and casein. And if you look, 2 of the organisms have all two of the organisms are, what am I doing here? 3 of the organisms, I'm looking at the chart the wrong way. 3 of the organisms have all 4 of these characters. 1, 2, 3. Now what's nice is on this cladogram, this one was actually pretty easy. That's why everybody got the point. It was broken up into a 3-part section and a 2-part section, so that was pretty simple, but everybody got that point. So let's look at the way it was broken down. Using the data in the table, construct a cladogram on the template provided to indicate the most likely evolutionary relationships among different mammals. Okay, that's at the end, so whenever you have one of these cladogram things, that's going to happen at the ends. So that was worth 1 point. Then the second point came where it said indicate on the cladogram where each of the characters most likely arose in the evolutionary process. That is going to happen at the branches. That's that whole common ancestry kind of thing. And then your last point came when you justified why you put them there. Pretty much everybody got at least 1 point. Most people got 2 and only a few people got 3. So here's how you get all of the points. Whenever you see the word justify, just as a word to the wise, you're going to have to explain why you did what you did. So let's look at the picture. So here's where everybody got their point. Every single one of you that did it got that point. And it was pretty simple. The 3 and the 2 breakdown, I mean, really, you guys are better than that to have messed that up. But here's where not everybody, 80% of the people, they did not get this point, because this is where in the evolutionary process these things kind of popped up. Now the reason why lactose and protein A are way over here is because if you follow it, technically should everybody have lactose and protein A? And the answer there is yes. But the casein and protein B, only the cow, the pig, and the horse have that. So that's why this got placed on that line or at that branch in the evolutionary process. Cats and humans do not have that ability. So that's where your second point came from. And most people lost it because they did not label that branch. And again, it's always better to be safe than sorry. And then the justification, or you explain why you did it, here's how they kind of graded it. So this is the breakdown for the way they broke down the points. And then here you had to say something along the lines of lactose and protein A were for the common ancestor, let's say, of all 5 animals. Some of you were very, very vague on that, and you have to be super specific. You do not need to write 50 sentences. You just must be very, very specific on why you put the words where you put them and why you made the divisions the way you did. So in this case, protein B and casein arose only in the pig, the horse, and the cow. So the key there is only in these guys. Cats and humans do not have it. So that's where your third point came from. So if you got a 3 out of 3, you did a great job. If you got a 2 out of 3, I'm, again, very, very, very pleased. If you got a 1 out of 3, you did not justify your answer properly, and you didn't label the common ancestor portion. So that's our first one, and we'll be moving on to FRQs 2 through 5 next.